Okay, what?
You ready, boy? Your ears cold.
Okay, my name is Allison King, and you are back on my channel. Today we're going to be doing the Name the Plot challenge, and this is my brother, who you've met before. What's your name? Okay. And this is my friend.
Slash cousin.
Okay, so I think I'll start off by tagging people. I'll tag Blondie's Books, Bangity Bangs, Read by Zoe if you haven't done this, La La Lauren 1001, I was sorry, the stupid one, and the Rita Rick Flieger, and the Little Library. There's someone else who I know your books channel, but I don't know your name, so I might add you later. Okay.
Okay, Matt, you ready?
Our first book, which be very careful, I had a new addition to this. This is my favorite series, but don't judge a girl by her cover.
Ready? What do you think this is about? It's called Don't Judge a Girl by Her Cover. A girl? Okay. A girl who looks stereotypical, but do not stereotypicalize her, because she's not what you think she is, right? Is that good?
You are so vaguely accurate. It's about spy school where they basically train girls, and the main character's named Kimmy Morgan, and she's a chameleon. She's basically a chameleon, basically someone that if you saw on the streets, you wouldn't suspect her to be anything but just a normal person, but she can kill someone 8 different ways with an uncooked string of spaghetti, and I believe in it sounds very cheesy, but the writing is so good, and it's enthralling, and there's so much mystery and so much spy things, and the pacing is just wonderful. I believe in this one, this is the one where she meets Josh, who there's only one romantic book, and it's, I believe this one, or it's I Tell You I Love You, but then I'd have to kill you.
Oh my gosh.
But then, this one, I think, has to do with the circle, like her dad was murdered. It's hard because since I've reread these so many times, a lot of them bleed together, like in my brain I think of it as like the whole story, and not like one individual book. Funny story about this series, actually. I bought this before, and I thought it was the first book, and it's not.
Wow.
So I was very confused.
Isn't that cool?
I spoiled myself.
Really weird.
Okay, this one this is the stupid movie cover, but it's The Host by Stephanie Meyer.
Okay. What do you think this is about?
He's seen the movie, so.
The Host, what's that about?
Katniss and her family.
Katniss and her family.
I'm judging you so hard right now.
Okay, I think it's about a girl who is a host to alienites, like people that aren't from where she is.
How do you know that?
Are you serious?
That is literally what it's about. Aliens inhabit the Earth, and they take humans as their hosts. And she's like one of the few, and then she gets turned into, but she's one of the few people that can fight against
I've only heard of that. I've never actually
seen the movie or anything?
read it. Yeah.
Okay. This one is a cutesy one. I love this. This is probably my favorite Rainbow Rowell book, and it's called Attachments.
Okay. Okay, it's called Attachments. And look at the picture. What do you think it's about?
I don't know.
Take a guess. Attachments.
There's about 2 clues on there.
Attachments. A chair someone's attached to somebody else, like through the internet.
I don't know if this is right or not.
Okay,
do you
if
have
the
more to it?
attachments, all I see is an email and shares. Oh, carry the back. That's all I can think of.
Okay. Basically, it's a guy it's back when email just first started and everyone was kind of scared of the internet, and his job was to come in at midnight so he wasn't become friends with any of the other workers, and he would work until like 3 or 4 a.m. and he would just look at the flagged emails. And usually there weren't that many flagged emails, so he almost got paid a whole bunch of money for nothing, but it was people because we were scared. But then he saw these 2 girls who their emails continuously got flagged, and it was his job to tell them to stop doing it, but he slowly started enjoying their conversations more and more and more. And they're both hilarious. Like this one girl, she's like, I ate too much and I feel like I'm pregnant, but I'm not, so she goes out and buys baby clothes, and she's like, you're going to buy baby clothes for your non-existent baby. And so one of them has a boyfriend who, why did I say girlfriend? She is his girlfriend, who, he's basically kind of a jerk, he's a rock star, and he actually told her at her sister's wedding that he's never gonna marry her.
Wow.
And she kind of has a crush on him, and so they keep talking about this cute guy, and then he finds out like later on after they meet that she's his cute guy. And he's had so much trouble in his entire life with trying to really be who he is, so it's kind of a coming of age story, but he also falls in love, and he has to tell her that he's been reading her emails all along.
Wow.
And when he does, she's a movie reviewer, so then they end up in a movie and they get together, but then she's scared she's going to lose her job because she didn't actually watch the movie, she was kissing him. So, it's a great book. It sounds really cheesy, but it's not. I think I'm going to give you a point for that one. But this one is one of probably my favorite fantasy series.
Isn't that funny?
The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J.
Gee
Maas.
whiz.
This is a prequel set of novellas for the series.
Matt, take a guess. The Assassin's Blade.
I don't know.
You have to say something. You have to help her.
Yeah, help me. The Assassin's Blade. An assassin is a killer. A blade is obviously a sharp tool. An assassin kills with a blade.
That
could
is-
It could be metaphorically speaking, right? Is that what it's called, metaphorically? No, not. What's that word? Like, it's a word, but you're not actually meaning it.
Metaphorical.
Okay, metaphorical. It could be metaphorical word, a blade, or it could be
Well,
an
that's
actual
not a plot. You have to tell me a plot.
blade. Isn't that a plot?
No, just that there's an assassin that kills people. That's like a detail.
Okay. And she's like the queen. And
Okay.
I don't read.
There's something in there that could spoil something for
SOS, Matt.
later books. So if you haven't finished Crown of Midnight or Air of Fire, I'm gonna spoil those. Because Stone and Glass is the first book. Basically, this is a prequel set of novellas that centers around Selena Saradokian,
Here, Matt.
who we all met in.
Look at yourself.
We are literally videotaping. Who met in Throne of Glass, and she's an assassin, but it's kind of more of how she became an assassin and how she became the most feared. She's like a 16-year-old girl our age, but she becomes the most feared assassin of all of Arendelle. And her
Arendelle?
No, I said Arendelle. How do you pronounce this?
Elsa.
It's not Arendelle. What is it? I am so pitying myself right now. What did I say? Now I cannot remember what the name of this place is called. There's so many weird names to pronounce in there, and you got Kale. Kale's not in this book, but it was really nice because you got to see what happens to Sam, even though we all know he dies. But it's basically, I'll give it to you. I mean, you didn't really give me a lot, but this one I haven't read yet, but I read the first book, so pretend this is the first book. The first book is called P.S. I Love You.
P.S. I love you.
But this is the second
Still
book.
love you. That's sad. Well, P.S. I love you. Isn't that like a scent? And a movie. Matt. P.S. I still love you. Did you know that?
Do you want me to tell you, or do you want to guess?
I don't know what that means.
Sequel to the bestseller. Oh, it's To All the Boys I Loved Before. That's what it is.
A girl. Okay, a girl and a guy. She's still in love with him, but he's not in love with her anymore. He's moved on, but she's still in love. So she's gonna try to not make it obvious, but
You were vaguely close in the first part, but the second part is going a little off. Do you want me to do it? Okay, I haven't read this one, but I know the first book. Basically, her thing is if she falls in love with a guy, she writes him a letter and puts it in a box, and her box is found and sent to all the boys that she wrote to over
Gasp.
the years. And so it's kind of like some of them she actually cares about, but it's kind of like her dealing with the embarrassment of that and figuring out how people handle it, and really just, because she's kind of an awkward reader, kind of figuring out who she is. You cannot leave and then come back.
Where are you gonna go?
We got 2 more books, Matt. Okay, this one is my secret shame because I love this series, and I read it in the bathtub, and I wasn't paying attention because I was so into the story, and I tried to fix it, and it didn't work. This is the only book like this. But it's a collector's edition, so I couldn't get a new one, but okay, there's 2 books in this. It's the first 2 books in the Lux series.
He's laughing because he gets to touch it.
You're not supposed to touch it. I hate when people touch my books. I'm only doing this because
Okay.
I thought you putting that in your
I touched it.
I'll remember
I'm
that.
gonna touch the butt. No.
Okay. I was like,
Okay, they're not like us, Lux. A group of people who are different and
how are they different?
superpower.
Is that it?
Is that a
all you
plot?
got? Not really. That's kind of like, I mean, it could be, but like, what's the problem? Like, what happens that they have to do it?
Two is.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Can I read a little bit of the back?
No, because it'll tell you. Okay, this sounds really cheesy, but it's such a great book series. Basically, there's aliens called the Lux, and their planet has been destroyed, so they have to turn to Earth, and there's this horrible Turkish boy named Damien, and so Katie,
I have a cousin named Damien.
Katie moves to. Really? We do this again and you say that? She moves to their town and they kind of become friends and she figures out, and they have these horrible monsters going after them called the Aram. And as the story goes on, there's a lot more problems that have to do with it, but it's kind of like Katie accepting that her dad died and her mom hasn't really been in her life, and kind of just their friendship and their relationships, and then trying to fight against all of these horrible alien monsters and keep themselves alive, and among other things. I really don't want to spoil it because this series is really, really good. There's 5 books, this is 2 of them, and I read them all in like 3 days because I
That's
loved
2
it.
books together?
Yeah. So
That's why it's so big.
this one I'm very curious. This is one of the best covers.
Wait, did you hear him?
No.
Okay.
Over.
What did you say? There's no way to describe it. Sorry.
Okay. This is one of the most beautiful covers I have ever seen.
Nice. Look how pretty this is.
But what do you think it is? These Broken Stars by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spinner. Hey, Matt, this is going on the internet. You don't want to sound like a weirdo. You're like dying.
Do you see his face when he does it? He's so
Wait,
serious.
look
He's
at
so
me. Look
serious
at me
when he
and do
does
it.
it.
Why do you
What?
have your kiki?
What? Do it.
Okay, just tell me what you think.
I have to pee.
I
can't
hope the
help
camera
it.
didn't hear you.
Okay, these broken stars. There's a guy and a girl reaching for each other. Are they famous?
I'm not gonna tell you.
And they're broken and they're reaching for each other. These broken stars. They're. What do you think that's about, Matt?
I think the same thing.
Okay,
I'm trying
well,
to
wait.
figure out how I can explain this without spoiling anything. Okay,
That's all I can think. I'm not good at books.
basically, she's a very, very sought after girl. He is a new lieutenant, and he starts at the ship that they're on, which is actually a spaceship that's going at hyperspeed in hyperspace. And something goes wrong with the spaceship, and they're kind of friends, and he likes her, but I don't think they ever really, like, acknowledge that. And her dad is kind of like, oh, he's a horrible guy, and, you know, you could do better. Well,
Romeo, take me somewhere I can be alone.
Okay. Well, she really is kind of not the picture that they make her out to be. So something happens to the ship, and it basically blows up, and the 2 of them are like the only people who escape in this pod. So they crash land on this planet that no one has ever heard of, and she is being super annoying. Okay, first, somehow she got mechanics training even though she wasn't supposed to, and figured out how to hotwire the ship to get them to go. And they're trying to go through, like, these, I keep remembering the second book, which is The Shattered World, and they walk through places, and she's like, kind of like a girly girl, like, oh, my heels and my dress are making this so annoying. And it's kind of an annoying book because they're kind of arguing, but I think it's more like them accepting each other as the people that they are and not hating and not really judging another person for having another life story than themselves. And then they find out a lot of secrets of this planet, and they find, it's kind of gross because, like, they find the ship and haunted the people and stuff. So, okay.
You think it's
Do you think you get this one?
No.
Really? Okay. I'm going to give you a half point for this because, I mean, they're not superpowers technically, but they do kind of have superpowers. This one you were vaguely close, so I'm going to give you a point. You got 1.5. This one was vague, but I'm still going to give you a point. 2.5. Did you get this one, do you think?
No.
Okay, so 2.5. And then this one, you nailed on the head.
I know.
So 3.5. What about don't judge a girl by her cover?
I think I got it pretty good.
Okay, so 4.5 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
High five, Biddy.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed our video, and I've already tagged everybody, so we will see you in the new video soon. Goodbye!
Did you see he gave me a kiss back?
La!